Based on the following information, calculate the expected return and standard deviation of each of the following stocks and assume each state of the economy is equally likely to happen. What are the covariance and correlation between the returns of the stocks? First, let's calculate the expected values. Since we know that each state is equally likely, expected return is simply the average of returns in each case. Same thing for stock B. To calculate the standard deviation, let's insert another one here. I need to calculate the variance first, so let's calculate the deviations from the expected return minus expected value. And variance is simply some product of these deviations, which is the same thing as squaring it, divided by 3. As you know, all of them are equally likely. Of course, if you're not careful, and standard deviation is simply square root of the variance. And let's make sure we have the proper format. So stock A, even though it has a lower expected return, has a much lower standard deviation, and stock B, higher expected return but much higher standard deviation. I want to make sure I calculated it correctly. Okay. Now, the part that is presumably harder, the covariance and the correlation. First of all, covariance is probability weighted product of deviations from the expected return for stock A and stock B. So if I do some product, deviations of stock A, deviations of stock B, but they're equally likely, so I'm just going to divide them by 3. That is the covariance. Well, the amount is negative. That means they are negatively correlated. If stock A is likely to go up, then we should expect stock B to go down. And correlation is simply you take the covariance and you divide it by the product of the standard deviations of the individual stocks. And it's always between -1 and 1, so I like expressing correlations in percentage terms. So that is actually a pretty high correlation.